I guess we need to do that. Can you see? Can you see? Oh, Lord have mercy. Why does my hair look lopsided now? I don't know, guys. I'll be seeing crazy crap. Alrighty. Hey, woman, how are you? I had like amazing amount of, you know what? Hold on. Y'all gonna wait just a second. Hold on one hot second. Because I had, and I'm probably it's still in there, but my hot coffee melted my whipped cream, for crying out loud. There. Ha. Like, I swear it was good. And then, like, when I was trying to come on, like, it had issues with it was having issues with the camera at first. And then it had issues with the microphone. And then I'm like, and I get on and it's like, it's all melted. No, sir. Absolutely not. Okay? I made the perfect cup of coffee to enjoy and savor while I do this, and we're not melting it and fucking it up. Okay, so look how it's melting fast again. Hey, CL, how are you? Why is my hair lopsided? What is going on? It looks so pale, you guys. I've been getting outside, but it ain't working just yet. Oh. Pinning the message. Okay. So I was getting this whole like thing this morning about cleaning house, but in a way that I think we forget sometimes. And so I got to put this out there. Hi, how are you? So we need to remember that we can always clean house with our spirit team. Okay, that spirits, entities, angels, blah, 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 whoever we have assisting us, serve a purpose, but not all of them are meant to be with us forever, in perpetuity, always. You know what I'm saying? There are times when we may be going through a phase or learning, expanding, growing, healing, where certain deities, certain energies come in and they play a really pivotal role in that process. But then, much like even people in our life can actually end up being a hindrance to us and create resistance within our energy field because of their role being done, like their purpose being complete. When we ask for I'm thinking of a specific person I worked with who was like, I need this to be a gentle process. And so her ancestors at the time really worked to keep chaos at a minimum. And it was necessary, right, at that time, because like what she had been going through was just way too much. And she felt like she was going to, like I call it, implode. And so it really slowed the process down, but it made it manageable. And by slowing it down, it kept things like more tower moments away. But then when she was finished with the process, they were still acting as a filter and acting in a capacity in which she had originally made an agreement with them for. And so it's one of those things where it's like, it may be time to clean house in regards to who is and is not allowed within your Merkabic field, and who can and cannot help and assist you, ancestral or not. If you're super woo-woo, you're kind of like me, where it's like there's like galactic beings, angels, spirit guides, shamanic healers, that kind of stuff, right? And I use shamanic very loosely. It's just my white term of explaining who, it, anywho, um, and your ancestors. So it's one of those things where it's like it may be time to remove certain individuals because they don't serve a purpose, or the purpose, or the goal, or they're not serving you in the best capacity at this point in time. They're actually acting as a hindrance. And that's been a theme here recently in the last few weeks of how something can seem innocent and good, and it's like it still can work against you. So I'm just going to relay the message that you may need to revisit. And if you're smart, then you will have a specific assigned, as my cousin calls it, a guardian. I'm like deity, whatever, assigned to acting as the go through for anybody that is giving you spiritual guidance, is on your spirit team, as I call it. I have someone that I work with specifically, and it was time for me to have a conversation and say, okay, this is the parameters. Because I am working on things in real time. And so, whether those entities, energies, ancestors, whoever feel like they are doing what is best and is best for me, because at times I have given them the reins are coming back to me. And so it's like, if it is no longer in alignment, if it works against what I am going for in any capacity, and I had to get real specific with her about who and what is allowed, okay, that it is to be removed. They are no longer welcomed. I appreciate any and all assistance that's been given up to this point, but that those that are allowed and ordained to be within my space and to help and assist and guide me when I'm speaking to them must fall within these parameters. Because, it's like, at least that's how I frame things. Obviously, how you're going to frame it is going to be a little bit different, because what you have gone through and what you're going through are going to be different things, what your goals are. But make sure that whoever or whatever is in your sphere acting on your behalf, helping and assisting you, is really truly doing that. Okay? All right. So that's just and my talk. How come I see some places and like the whipped cream never melts? I mean, that's probably not a good thing, actually. But whatever. Like, I be talking so much that it freaking melted again already. I didn't get to smash my face in it and get a little whipped cream up on my nose. No, none of it, because I be talking too much. Okay. So that was the thing that I felt like needed to be passed along. It's time to clean house. It's time to make sure that you are in alignment with those that are helping and assisting you, and that everybody is on the same trajectory, same energy and wavelength, and that you are now. There may have been a point in time in your past where you were sitting in the passenger seat and spirit was in the driver's seat. That is never the goal. This life experience, this human experience, is meant for you to be in the driver's seat, for you to create your own story, and for spirit just to be able to give you the information and elements that's necessary, much like a good co-pilot would do, for you to make decisions as you're driving along, right? As you're creating your own path. They've got the map. They can tell you if you're about to jump, like if you're about to go off a cliff, run into a mountain, if there's going to be rocky terrain, like absolutely. But you are supposed to be the one making the decisions, okay? And this idea that spirit wants to constantly, whatever spirit wants supersedes what you want. The whole notion is finally for you to hit that temperance, for you to be in the star card energy, right? Where both aspects, the chariot, where both aspects are on the same page, where equal importance is given to your human aspect as much as your soul or your etheric aspect, your higher self, whatever the fuck you want to call it, okay? And so, when we first get into our healing, we want to give, and by all means, my etheric and soul get to make decisions over my ego, by all means. because there's a more expansive understanding. But guess who gets to execute that? Guess who gets to determine how that's going to look, and what methods and mannerisms are going to be tolerated in executing said decisions? My fucking human, okay? Because this is the bitch that has to experience this shit, okay? So they're both equally important. So I'm waiting for you to get to that place where both are equally important, and that you recognize, because that's where unity consciousness actually comes from, okay? When all aspects are working in tandem with one another, with no one necessarily taking precedence, okay? Because we are here to have a human experience. That being said, the other goal has always been to get you to follow your inner compass, your inner guidance, right? The Hermit card, your North Star. Because the divinity is within, not external. Feel me? Feel me? So this moment is what they've been waiting for, where you are setting the parameters. Okay? But in doing so, also remember that if you have outlined certain things, Spirit will warn you, but they won't necessarily stop you if you're about to go off I'm just saying. Like you about to drop 5 stories, just FYI. That might be a rough ride down. You might want to be careful of that. But that's really the energy and the place that you want to be in, because that's really the goal. All right. So get your coffee. Let's see here. Get your coffee. Or lemon water, tea, whatever it is that you want. I don't care. So, and let's see what there is as a message. Also, I would suggest, and this is just my suggestion, that as you set these new parameters and that you clean house, that you ask for evidence that has like external evidence. Like we want to see real time developments, okay, that these things are happening. So I'm just reading what people are saying. Anyways, so yeah, so that's just which should be able to happen given that you're working to remove resistance, okay, and become more harmonious with your team. Anywho's, so Madame Endorse fortune telling cards. God, why do I like sometimes the lighting? Like, I guess that's why people like invest in a ring light. I just have a big fat lamp in my room, and when you got a gray wall behind you, like you're gonna look a little putrid. Apparently, I need to put my pictures and shit up. I keep saying that, and I don't do it. Something feels portally. I have had probably about 5 cards. I keep looking at the break when I do this, and they all have some circular energy going on in it to some form or fashion. I keep seeing that, and that's standing out more than what the cards are saying. So it feels very, it's very woo, but portally, like you're stepping through some kind of warp. All right, let's see what's going on. That's a lot. Revelry and indulgence. It's definitely a time of, I want to say, release ahead of you. Like if you were to ask spirit what's the most important thing I could do right now, they're like literally to get out and get into that I don't know why they're saying that charming slash fun loving type of energy. That's where the revelry and indulgence is coming in for me, is like allowing yourself to go there, but just that seems to be very needed or necessary right now. I almost did this earlier. I almost felt like I was supposed to, like, I don't know if y'all saw me, but I started like this and I was like, should I was trying to figure out if I wanted, if like the way that it came out, do I start with the first top on top or the one on the bottom? Because if I were to flip it over and it comes out like this, but I kept it the way it was. And I looked at it and I was like, I felt like I needed to move this, but I didn't. And I was like, okay. So I put these over here because these two definitely do not go with this one. But this one I think does. And I think it's really about we got passion and romance await, but I'm getting more drawn to the passion. Like it is that very indulgent, enjoying something, feeling passionate about life, just like what you're doing. Like when you're doing something and doing it with passion. Does that make sense? That's what it feels like to me. Like doing it and doing it with passion. Going into something, life itself, it could be just life itself. And it's like you need a little bit more uh, uh, fun and excitement. When I say excitement, it doesn't mean, ooh, I'm going on a trip or, ooh, I'm going to, like do something reckless or anything else like that. There's been a lot of holding back, it feels like, that's been happening. There's always, like, if you were to have somebody ask you out, like a friend, and it's like, there's always some reason that you can't or you don't, or it's like your time is better spent somewhere else. And then even when you've wanted to, they're saying that there's been limitations in your environment. If you got kids, it's like, I can't. I got kids and I've had them and I've had a break. And like, there's been something that has stopped you from being able to do this. And so you've been in a very, like a rut, is what they're saying. Very repetitious. Which kind of like taints how you approach things. Your energy feels a little stagnant. And so they're wanting that to change. There's something about like changing yourself so that you start to change. Like when you get into that joyful, playful, um, I'm like indulgent type of behavior, it's infectious. It seems to like permeate you. And so something could be dull. Like they're showing me someone where like an environment can be dull and you choose, I'm gonna have fun tonight. And so you go into that environment and it's like you don't give a shit how dead it is, like you bring it alive. That's the way it's feeling. Like there's something very infectious about when you let yourself fully like that person that will be cracking themselves up and you're like, oh my God, you're so not funny. But they are like having a good time. They are in their own little world, enjoying themselves. Like, and so because of that, inadvertently other people start joining in. That slapstick type of whatever. It's you need to bring that energy so that the tasks no longer feel so mundane, repetitious, monotonous, things like that. And then we have seek wisdom and guidance from elders and use your skills to aid others. And I feel like there's something that someone here does that has become like, I just heard you can be a go-to person. You can be the type of person that people look towards. Like I feel like the seeking wisdom and guidance is from you, but there's like you're too serious anymore. I want to say you're too serious, and again, life can fucking do that to us. It can You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't help it, right? Um, because there's something about whatever you do being beneficial to others. It's amazing how it feels like when you get into this energy, you help other people or give other people permission to be in that energy. Because something about you have a level of influence, even if it's just your energy so palpable that it benefits other people. And so other people change. Like I just gave the example, like you go into an environment where people are like, meh, and it's like, right? They're looking at you like, okay, and then suddenly they join in. You help to change the energy of something. You influence people in a particular way, and in doing so it creates like this, like you then it's like your energy becomes amplified around you. So if there's a need for energy change because your environment just feels so way down and heavy, spirits like you have more capacity to change that because you influence a lot of things. Like when you're in this, other people around you match that, which then increases or elevates or frees the energy that's surrounding you in your environment. And so it's like we love this thing, right? Like I'm the person that walks into the room and changes the energy, right? Like I don't get changed by the energy in the environment. I'm the one that goes in and does it. So there's a sense that I don't know why I'm getting like the idea of you're gonna be more beneficial and helpful to those that are around you. Even if you're in a boss energy, like you could be from work, like people, like if shit's going wrong and people aren't listening, it's like when you change the way that you approach things and you start infusing work with playfulness and fun, right? You can still be serious and get the shit done, but like when you like, there's something about you influencing the environment around you. And it makes others more, I don't know why they're saying this, it makes others more open to hearing what you have to say. Because I think whoever's around you or whatever environments you're in are sick and tired of the dull drum as well. They're sick and tired of the energies as well. And so they're not open to listening to more of the same. They're just fucking not. And so they want a different approach. They want a different personality. They want, it's like you ever, I don't know, anybody who's a parent, I swear to God, you know this. Like you could be telling your children something 20 million times, and I'll be damned if a motherfucker come along and don't sit there and tell them, and you're like, because they listen and they get it, and and you're like, I swear to, I have said that, like, right? It has to be different. Something needs to change, and you get to be that. And I know that you need somehow, but here's the other thing, you need something different as well. But when you start just saying, fuck it, I'm just going to enjoy myself, something about the people that then are attracted to you will change as well. Because if you're like, not only can you help impact those that are already around you, but no, the responsibility shouldn't always be about you having to carry the weight of the frequency and vibration of any environment, right? But when you start changing your energy and you start having fun and being exciting and playful and joyful and jokey and just like whatever, free spirited, you will attract more of that into your environment. Those who also do the same as you, who maintain their own energy like that. So there's something very palpable here. Um, you set the tone, you set a pace. And there's something about bringing in people, like if you feel like you're not, like whether it's job or your soul tribe, like a close circle, it's you can help people without emptying your cup, right? Like the best type of influence isn't someone who carries the weight for somebody else in order for things to change. It's better when you just set the example and inspire somebody to make a change, right? Because with this card, I've got the use your skills to aid others. Using your ability to help others a good teacher shouldn't have to do the work for somebody. They really help to inspire a person to become curious about something and give them and almost like help to spark the little flicker, the flame within, and then stoke that fire. But they shouldn't have to allow, like people shouldn't be crowding you to get warmth from your fire. Does that make sense? That's going to squelch you out, right? So much like I can't empty my cup, I need other people around me that have a full cup. So there's just something about, as soon as you change your energy and you decide enough is enough, you don't like this stuck, mucky, muddy energy anymore, and you're like, I'm gonna start having fun. You're gonna be that weird person that walks in and is laughing at their own fucking jokes and is like, and as soon as something feels too dull or too whatever, or just like you're at a place, but you're gone, right? You can either leave or you can just like change the tone. There are always going to be people that are going to resist that, right? Because what does that do? It shows them how unhappy they are, how stuck they are in that rut. And it's perfectly fine. Let them fall away. But you doing this is going to bring people in who also vibrate at this frequency, this energy, and it only helps to maintain. In fact, this is a conversation that my friend and I have been having recently about the massive impact your environment has, what surrounds you. Because here's the thing, when you feel like when the energy that surrounds you, because of where you live, who's in your house, who's in your circle, who's at your job, when the energy is constantly at a denser, thicker, lower frequency, sometimes it can feel like all your energy is expended, right, on just keeping your head above water. Just like the amount of work it takes to maintain your own frequency, your own vibration in the sea of that. Because much like water, right? Water is easily programmed with whatever frequency it's introduced to. We're all made of water. Like we need to understand that how water works is how our cells work, right? Because our cells are infused with water, and so it's like that's really how we change things. And so Sacred Hado, like Hado, Yamamoto, that scientist who like showed people how water changes based upon the energy that's put into it and things like that. And so, trying to keep your wherewithal, sometimes you can completely expend yourself just doing that. Don't underestimate. But also, likewise, don't underestimate how you can change that. Okay? With ease, they're saying. Because when you start to do this, again, you don't have to start sifting through people. They'll fall away. The ones that shouldn't be there will fall away. The ones that, and those who benefit from this, from you doing that, will start to elevate theirs. And you can also call in. Now, I know that I'm gonna ask about that, because obviously there are people who will stick around just like energy vampires. But when you just exist in your own energy and you're not there trying to, because people who do that will also expect. They're showing me someone not giving a person energy or attention. Okay, here's a scenario. I don't know who it's for. I'm getting the energy of like energetic vampire, like somebody who does well when the people who will only stick around if your energy elevates their energy. And so like they'll love to be around you and they'll be boisterous and everything else like that. But as like I get the sense that like that person only likes it as long as, I don't know why they're putting it like this, guys. This is for somebody. If your attention is on them and it's like a direct exchange, they like it, right? But as soon as another high vibrational person or vibrant person comes in and you naturally are drawn to them and you exchange with them, if the other person is along a center of tension, they don't feel like they can feed on your energy anymore. And you'll see them bulk. It's like, yeah, I feel like saying the discernment's going to be a lot easier than you realize by you being in this energy. You know, being in a high vibrational energy or being in this happy, childlike, playful. It's more playful. Childlike kind of gives the connotation that you're super optimistic, and they're just like, just play. Like whatever that looks like for you. I don't care if it's like really vulgar, sarcastic, funny, haha with people. Like there's no cookie cutter way. Okay. It's about the energy behind things. Right. And as long as you're not here tearing people down, I can't imagine that, you know, fuck what other people think of what high vibrational or enthusiastic, happy, indulgent. There's just a fun, loving energy here that makes some of the tasks or makes things that have felt like a routine or have felt like repetitious or have felt like laborious so much more fun. It's like it infuses passion and life again. You're meant to have fun right now. And every time I try to move where it's like, are you meant to find someone else to help you do this? I get the sense that when you do this, people who can help you with this will naturally fall in. But I keep getting the sense that somehow you're showing other people how that, like, you're, you know, the old saying, like when you let your light shine, other people realize it's okay to let their light shine as well. Like your ability to impact, influence, and help others is going to be amplified when you allow this. When you infuse passion, fun loving, playfulness into your life again. And start doing the shit that you enjoy. Okay? Like your impact and influence, or your, it's like it just naturally happens. Like there wouldn't be any work here to do this. Like I wouldn't be surprised if you get into this energy and that makes somebody want to give you the job over somebody else. I'm just going to tell you, like it's that type of energy. Okay, so we got that. We talked that to death, spirit. Okay, so I'm over here. You know me, I contemplate. I have a conversation with spirit. I'm like, are you really sure? Are you sure you want that? Like, I'm not really sure about this. Dancing, CL. Dancing. Now, I have been trying. I went through a period of time. This is another conversation I had. Not here recently, but about like I would get inspired, like I wanted to dance. But, you know, I'm the kind of person, like, I'm dancing with my cup of coffee in the morning while I'm getting things, like, I'm listening to music a lot. And I've noticed, like, within the last 6 months, that it has started dropping off again. And that's always an indicator for me when I'm not dancing, when I'm not moving. So I started trying to intentionally make myself dance, and it was so difficult when I was trying to do it. It was like, I wasn't in it, right? The energy wasn't in it. I wasn't feeling inspired to do it. Everything felt, but that was also a good indicator for me. I was like, okay, something's up. Like something needs to change with the energy, because that's my go-to. That's how I know that I'm in the flow. That's how I know that I'm super in touch with myself at that point. So dancing, like, you know. These keep wanting to stick to the desk. This is Moon Magic Oracle deck. Sky God. Full moon, which we have on tomorrow. Although it might already be tomorrow for some people, because I know that some of y'all are like way ahead of me. It is the full moon lunar eclipse in Scorpio, I think it is. For those that climbing. So now see, I would break my fucking ass like it's. I go hiking, and I have climbed a volcano before, and I thought, let me just tell you all. When I tell you, I thought I was all good. I was like, I got this shit, right? Because I was like, I walk every day 3 to 4 miles. I like when I tell you I was in shape, I had stamina. That thing kicked my fucking ass. Oh my! I was like, my breath, which obviously there's an elevation when you climb. You know what I mean? I didn't take that into account, obviously, but the steepness of it and like the incessant, you have to keep going. Like it's one of those things where if you stop, you might just stop and be like, I'm good. And I've got pictures. I'm gonna have to show you all pictures of it erupting. Like we got to sit and take pictures of it erupting. We were so fucking close. It's not even funny. It's with the Aeolian Islands. And I also visited which was much easier. And I did that first. So we went to a dead volcano, which obviously dead meaning it's not still like brewing with the lava, but the steam is still coming up. So it's still a volcano, guys. It just hasn't erupted. And so you smell all the sulfur and everything else like that. That one was so easy. I think I was like, I got this. And it was supposed to be like a 3-mile climb straight up. And it's straight down. You're like, and it's like black sand on the way down. So instead of like walking, because your feet would just go deep, it was like sandy, whatever. We would slide, it's like you're skiing. We would slide all the way down in the pitch black. I don't know why I wanted to tell that story, but it did. If anybody would like an experience like that, it is something that I'm going to be doing again. It is called sailing activations, and 2 of my friends do this, and it's exceptional. You will have like 7 to 10 spiritually minded, spiritually infused, but you don't have to be like in the depths of like woo-woo-ness like I do. But going there, and the experience is you get there, you sail for 7 days. I don't know why I'm pitching this, but I think this might be beneficial for somebody. And like we had a catamaran and everything else like that. We would sail and go to different islands and different things like that. And it was like things would inadvertently happen. Like people would trigger one another, and it was like room for growth. We had like groups would split off. There were certain activities that were already planned, but there was a lot of freedom in what we were doing. And there was so much magic. When you get out into the ocean, guys, with a lot of magical peeps, where there's no interference because you're in the salt water, because salt water amplifies everything. To me, it reminded me of, you know how people say ayahuasca helps them move through something so fucking quickly? That's exactly what we experienced. There's more ways than one. Plant medicine is one of those ways, but when you have exceptional people there to help create the container for you, you come out being in touch with parts of yourself that you hadn't seen in like so long. So if anybody's ever interested in that, they're going to have another one in September. And it's like, this one's with Greece, I believe. Greece. I did the Aeolian Islands off the coast of Sicily. But I do think that I'll be going again. But if you ever want to know, I don't know where that pitch came from, but there you go. Let me know, and I'll bring you information on one of these lives about it. It costs money, obviously, because there's food and the experiences and things like that. But and you gotta rent a boat and pay for everything. But if anybody's ever, just let me know, because the magic that fucking happens. Alrighty, y'all be getting me on tangents. My ADHD is in full effect today. Just saying. 26. empowerment, kindness, and fun. Bitches, I told you. I told you. The divine masculine offers you strength, protection, and resilience. Now might be a time of difficulty, but know that you have the inner fortitude to rise to this challenge. So see, that's where I feel like things are in that dense, and it's like you feel like you can't. Like you're like, it has to, it's done. You're done. It has to change. And they're like, you realize you have more influence on this. And you're so convinced that the sticky stick, the yucky yuck. It's so funny. I literally plugged that whole thing, and I didn't mean to. I'm not trying to sell anybody anything. It's funny because they told me seek wisdom and guidance from elders, but I didn't. What I just told you all about that sailing activation is exactly what, because even healers need help, right? You can't do it for yourself. Every healer has other healers they go to. So anybody who we all need support, help, and assistance. Well, I don't think this is talking about elders. It does feel like, because I even asked, and they're like, no, this is where they're focusing on you and your ability. But it's weird that I said all that and that card's here. I don't know. ADHD full effect. Shut up. Okay. Allow your kindness to shine. Oh, my age is showing. Reflect on the direction of your own light and where you cast your energy. You cannot help others if your own reserves are depleted. It's literally like when you put yourself in the energy of, I'm going to do me and have fun and make life wonderful for me again, you inadvertently that's when you best help other people. This doldrum, heavy, sticky seriousness that you're in, doing nobody any good. It's like, even when you're trying, like, I don't know, like, if you're trying to like advance at work, or if you're trying to be a good influence to your kids, it's funny how when you do well for you and you take care of you and you start having fun with life again, they are automatically helped. It's more the example that they need than the lecture. This card, okay, hold on. The energy of the sky god is dynamic and playful. Told you that word. And this card indicates that a time of fun and frolic is at hand and so much needed. I feel like somebody needs to get their panties out of a wad, the stick out of their ass. That kind of energy. Just FYI in you. But very nicely said. I'm trying to be very nice. Luck and dynamism. What? Such a bright, this is the full moon card. I just be going on. Okay. Full moon card. Let's see here. Such a bright and happy card, which foretells great. I almost said food, guys. That tells you where my brain is. Great good fortune. Why didn't you just, what the fuck? Great good fortune. Great fortune. What is wrong with this person? And dreams coming true. When the full moon shines on you in your life, you can expect a run of good luck, happy events, and positive outcomes. As it reaches its peak, so its influence can bring about a sudden rush of activity in situations that have been stagnant. What did I say? Get playful. You're going to be amazed at how things fucking change. Your ability to have the influence and to have the impact on your own life as well as others is going to be greatly elevated. I'm just saying. The energies on this card can also suggest a time of craziness a little bit when life gets a bit manic before calming down again. If this is at play right now, know that it's a brief period and will soon pass. It indicates a time of dynamic movement and that's about to unfold. It could bring about big changes or a sense of settling down. It indicates that magic is in the air and all around you. It's a good, wonderful card full of positive energies, good vibes, bringing bright blessings your way. So enjoy it while it lasts. Okie dokies. Let's just pull a few cards to get a little more specifics, because I feel like that was literally kind of like trying to solidify the message that I was giving, letting somebody know that it's almost like you also need to be an allowance of this, because there might be moments where, you know how like I wanted, oh, that's why that story came up. How I wanted to dance, how I wanted to dance. Jesus Christ. I tried to dance because I felt like I needed to break free of something. I needed to get back in that energy, and I just couldn't. It's like there may be a part of you that wants to be like, no, like I can't. Like I don't know what's going on in your life that makes you feel like you can't have fun, but there is something about you being the brightest person you can be right now, because that is what changes things. It is like when you choose to love you, love life, and do shit despite the circumstances around you, that is the catalyst. There is a catalyst here. It pulls in more of that energy and those experiences. Because you run the risk, if those experiences and those changes show up and you are not already in the energy and willingness to be indulgent and to revel in these things, you might just try and push it away. You might just be like, I can't. And it's like, that's not acceptable right now. No. Pull a stick out your ass right now. I don't care what you got to do. I feel like asking a little bit more about the full moon. I'm going to do that, and then we'll see. Hey, how are you all? To anybody that's new, give me a second. See that hesitancy there? Well, stick around. We might play for just a little bit afterwards. I wanted to go for my hike this morning, but it was fucking freezing, as is what it does here. We had like 80-degree weather in February, and then like freezing cold for 2 weeks, and then it reached 70s in March, and then it was like we woke up to 65-degree mornings, and then 2 weeks or about 10 days ago we had frost in the morning, and then it reached 70 degrees. This is why we have so many tornadoes, guys. Okay, we are the hub spot for that shit. Damn Mother Nature can't figure it out. We are where everybody else's weather culminates. I was like, come on. Usually by this time, we don't have 42-degree weather in the morning. It's usually 60, at least 58. Oh, it tried. It was trying. I have tiny little hands, guys, okay? So we won't say anything about the way I shuffle. Did you see it do a complete 360? Who are you? The Emperor. Thank you. The Hierophant. These are some good fucking cards, y'all. Damn. I feel like there's some excitement that's about to come in. Gotta let yourself feel it. Gotta let yourself indulge. What I find curious is the Hierophant here. So we're going to put the Hierophant over here because I'm going to be clarifying that. I am getting the sense, for those who are new, when I have cards coming out and there's an even number on each side, it means there's a center card. The center card becomes the overall energy for me. There is something specific about the Hierophant, and maybe this ties into that, but I don't have that just yet. I feel this energy, It's a very solid energy, but it's not speaking to me just yet. So we're going to talk about these first. I got the Six of Wands, which is that success after a hard won battle, after the struggle, right? Life in and of itself. Six of Wands is victory, success that's deserved. Okay. And then on one side, we have the Nine of Pentacles, which is what we've been talking about, where it's like the freedom, the level of freedom that permeates from the Nine of Pentacles. It is having all of the things you need materially and in order to be able to do whatever it is that you want. Like the independence from this card to make your choices and decisions without limitation. That's what it is, right? It's not necessarily always materially, but it shows up a lot of times materially, right? And then we have, it's almost like we have the Knight of Wands, which is a rush of excitement. Now, I was saying adventure earlier, right? But it does feel very adventurous. It's like something new, something I just heard, ooh, I've never done that before. It's like that kind of an energy. Like, when somebody suggests something to you and it has to be enough to entice you to come out, like it actually perks your interest. So whatever this level of success that you're about to encounter is going to give you a sense of independence. That's a heavy word they're giving me right now. Because I feel like you feel very, how I was describing over here, like when you are the person that sets the tone, that you don't allow the energies in the room to influence you, you influence the room kind of situation. There's a level of independence with that then. And you've been in an energy where your environment and things that are around you have impacted your energy. Like you've been trying to keep your head above water, like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're treading just to keep your energy straight. It's taking a lot for you not to be influenced by the things that are around you, which then may be part of the limitations we were talking about, where you weren't indulging. Like even though you wanted to go and do something, you're like, no, like you're keeping yourself, you're doing everything you can. That might have been like some isolation or hermit mode stuff going on, where you're like, I'm trying to keep even keeled. Like I just, like it'd be easy to tip me out of balance right now, and I just need to really be on par with things. Because something's coming in very rapidly. And as everybody who's already known me, for me, the two fastest moving cards in the tarot deck is always going to be the Knight of Wands, which usually it means like there is an outside energy or person or situation that can bring something in very fast. Or there's a human element, more of a human element with the Knight of Wands as opposed to the Eight of Wands, the other very fast moving card. Eight of Wands is more like spirit led, right? When everything is moving into one trajectory, and so it moves very fast. It's kind of like, and usually newer decks are different, but older decks, there's not usually a person inside of the Eight of Wands. And so therefore, what's moving everything along with such speed and with little resistance, because just the wands are going through, right? With no resistance, like, kind of like a bow and arrow kind of thing. That's where that's spirit led. That's moving fast because spirit's making it move fast, right? This is like is coming through something. Knight of Wands, whether it be you or someone else or potentially an institution. We got a Hierophant here. But it's coming in, like whatever this is comes in exceptionally fast. It's very exciting. And I heard it's one of those things where it's like, it could be fleeting if you don't act on it. Like you need to take the bull by the horns type of situation. But it gives like the love, like it feels so freeing. Whatever this is, it feels so freeing. That's why we've got the Nine of Pentacles. I want to say for some, it really does free something up financially, materially for you. So that you can start making the moves that you fucking want to do. But it gives you the leverage to have success. Okay, so let's talk about what this Hierophant is specifically. Funny, we got two that were face down and two that are face up. Okay, so we're gonna look at the face up cards really quick. Ace of Wands, Seven of Cups. It's like the bolt out of the blue. I'm seeing someone being very confused about what to choose, but something comes through so fast because they're showing me this Ace of Wand, much like one of those wands that's like flying through the air, right? So it's almost like it gives that Four of Cups energy where you're like looking at what is and you're like, I don't know if I like this shit. I don't know if I want anything to do with any of this shit. And then this proverbial cup comes out from the sky and it's like, ha ha ha, here you go. And Spirit's like, what about this? And so this comes like a bolt out of the blue into your life, but it catches your attention. You're in the Seven of Cups type of energy where you're really kind of like you're looking at things, but you're not certain. It's almost like you need that lightning bolt. You need something to light things up. You need something to catch your attention. That's what this is. Ace of Wands catches your attention in the midst of all of your confusion. And it gets your interest, right? Because there's a level of like desire with the Ace of Wands. It's desirable enough to catch your attention amongst all these other cups that sometimes looks very illusory. You know, it's like, oh, that could be, I might do that. And it's like, no, like whatever this is, it comes in and you're like, oh, that's it. It's like that. Like I think it's beyond an idea though. Because we're talking about the Hierophant. The Hierophant is all about building something within your life, right? Because it's a masculine energy. If it were just inspiration, I'd say High Priestess. But this is a Hierophant. The Hierophant is building something external to you that reflects internally, right? And so it's like because it's masculine energy, and we're talking about like tangible things with the Hierophant, in my opinion. Oh, that's good. Oh. So yeah, with this wands, it's like it's something that catches your attention amidst being super confused and not really certain. So you were just kind of like there was a hesitancy on your part. There's been a hesitancy on your part. And in fact, there may have been indulgence in the past in the wrong cups. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune with the Hangman. This is very, very large energy right here. It's the type of change in energy because that's what the Wheel of Fortune is. It is a change in the energies at play. It's a 180. It gives you a completely different perspective. It gives you a different outlook, which I think it helps to usher in. It gives you the opportunity to do this revelry and indulgence and infuse passion back into your life and things like that they were talking that you need to do. So there is going to be something that's very tangible in your life that's going to show up that allows you to do this. I feel Hierophant being something very established already. So I'm trying to figure that one out. Let's see here. We got the King of Wands. A lot of Wands energy. I'm just saying, whatever that shit was missing, this is bringing it in. Bitch, I told you there's a Four of Cups. As if I don't even need the cards. Yeah, King of Wands. King of Wands, like the idea of you like hemming and hawing and splitting your energies amongst all these cups because you can't figure out which one's for you is going away. Spirit is going to help highlight that for you. And literally, like you're going to be so fucking gung-ho about something. I want to say, it's not just, they're bringing me back to the emphasis of how this changes you and your energy and how expressive you are and the energy you're operating from. Whatever this is, it creates such a level of passion within you. It's giving you this whole fun-loving, playful energy again. Like it's making it so much easier for you to indulge in that. And it's from that space that things get amplified and attracted to you, and almost like the real traction, the real, when I say traction, like instead of things slipping through your fingers, there's more traction in making progress towards something, or just like things start happening again, right? Stagnation. So they're saying, like, Spirit's just like, look, the thing that you need the most right now is this change of energy that you're operating from. And we know that because of the environment that you're in, that it's very difficult. It's dense. You're treading water right now. We're going to help bring something in because we know you're ready. Like you're chomping at the bit. You wish the energies would change. You want to get back to that playfulness. You're the level of hesitancy to accept that into your life, it's not there as much as it was before. And so they're going to try and bring something in to help with this, but they want you to go ahead and start working on it right now. Now, I got to say, it does feel like it's coming in. Like, don't hesitate when this arrives. But I do feel like the Knight of Wands is more about something else ushering it into you, though. Like it's going to come in with great speed. In fact, take a look at the Knight of Wands here. That wand right there looks a hell of a lot like this bitch right here. So whatever is brought into you, there's something ushering that into you that's presenting it to you. That it's going to come across your path. It's going to come in very fast, like it feels suddenly, because we know the Knight of Wands, he'd be like, ooh, shiny thing, shiny thing, shiny, and he goes after the shiny shit fast. He's like, oh, kind of thing. And so it's like a bit impulsive, right? So that's a sudden type of, I'm going to use my children again. Like sometimes they do shit. I'm like, where the fuck that come from? It's as if a thought entered their mind and they're just like, and they just were like, no hesitation, not at all. Like just, and so the speed at which they went from 0 to 100 and did something, but this doesn't feel like how when it's negatively aspected, because it's right here with the Six of Wands, it brings in a lot of success for you and independence. This right here doesn't feel like there's going to be negative repercussions. It's like, this is to jumpstart shit. This is what's needed, okay? Do they get any kind of inkling, any detail what to over? How do I talk too much, guys? I talk too much. For fuck's sake. They really like me to explain. I'd like to get back to not having to explain as much, but apparently, oh yeah. Yes, Seal, and I'm the same way. That is, like, there's some people who, when they're really in their sacral and their sensual, like sexual, like they and uber creative, like there's just a different vibrancy they manifest from that, like But me, if I'm like enthusiastic and playful and childlike, bitch, can't nothing stop me. Like shit just comes in. And somebody just may need a jump start to get back into that energy. In fact, somebody I feel like is missing that energy and they just don't know how to get back into it. Like, how do I get back to that? Told you. There's going to be a sudden change. This Wheel of Fortune, this like, I just get this. There's going to be no hesitancy on your part. You're so ready to have fun and joy and that lighter energy. It's not even funny. Great fortune, bitches. I swear to God. Somebody is going to have some financial help that helps get them unstuck. It's like you'd be able to do, we all know those people, right? Like, in fact, I'm one of those people where it's like half the shit that I love to do, right? Is cost money that really excites me and really gets me going that I love to indulge in. And I have coasted for quite some time in parts of my life where it was like the money wasn't there. So I had to indulge in the more simple things that could keep me happy. But even then, after a while, if you repeat something too much, it suddenly becomes boring and not fun for you. I'm just gonna say, like, you know what I mean? You can only do game night with your kids so much before y'all need to get the fuck out the house. Because now people are threatening each other's lives over these games, flipping tables. We haven't flipped any tables yet, but I'm just saying, that kind of stuff. It's like, holy shit. I don't care how amazing something is. If that's the only thing you ever, like, it's people with their comfort foods, ask any neurodivergent person. Like, that shit is immaculate and amazing, and it's like yummy, and it, like, the endorphins come until you've had it a million times. And it's like, I'm sorry, but this shit ain't working anymore. So sometimes I feel like what that might have been the limitations, is that you couldn't do the things that you couldn't do any more than this much. And at some point that has created your inability, like it's no longer fun for you. It's outplayed. And so now that might be where the repetitious, monotonous, it's like it's lost its joy. Much like your favorite food or your comfort food. It's like, okay, it's not working anymore. So something for someone is going to bring in some type of monetary support, or like maybe it is, I need to get out of the house. I need to get away from here. And it's like the only reason you haven't is because you didn't have the money. And somehow you come across the means to be able to get the fuck away. And it's like there's something in that. Again, I brought up that sailing activation for a reason. Not so much probably to sell on it, but to give you the idea of like just how much something like that can change things for you and change your energy. Like there's a change in energy that has to happen, and you're desiring it, wanting it, and you're open to it right now. And so it's definitely okay. I love it. Okay, so with the sudden wealth, you can't get any better than this. Sudden wealth, which can be again, even if it's not wealth, it's talking about something very suddenly. You get this sudden rush of good fortune that elevates your entire situation and circumstance, elevates your mood, elevates your outlook, hanged man, elevates your status, okay, over here, and brings a fucking end to this toil and labor card. I swear to God, toil and labor is all about like same old shit, different day, having to do shit because it's the only choice that you've got. You've got no other avenue. It's like you're forced to do it. It's what you got to do to get by. Like you're just, it's like the drudgery of it. And then the commitment to that, almost feeling like you were like, I'm getting like a level of contract to that. It's coming to an end. Like this sense of no way out, like when you're in a contract and you're kind of like, you don't have a choice. It's like I don't want to say you're burdened to it. It's like you're married to that whole shit. That's coming to an end. That's coming to a stop. Okay. Anything else? One or two more cards and then what about the Ace of Wands? Let's ask about the Ace of Wands. We've got sudden wealth, great fortune, high honor. Where do we want to go with this? Do we want this? We're going to ask about the Ace of Wands, and then what's new? leisure, ease, great fortune, good luck. That's what the privileged lady is. This is like, starts a whole new phase of that. Do we get specific, Spirit, or should I leave it the fuck alone? Because I guess the Ace of Wands is going to be different for everybody, but, you know. I'm nosy. I'm not trying to be too nosy, but I'm nosy. They keep bringing me to divine doors, and I'm like, why? But, you know, when they won't stop something, I have to do it. And then we'll call it after this. It's the same old shit we've been saying, but they're reiterating it. And when you pull from multiple different decks and they say the same fucking thing, they mean what they say and you can trust it, okay? We've got the sunset. Take a look at it. Hold on. I swear to God. See the sunset? Gorgeous. It literally says, time here turns to release and unfurl. Old cords of pain fade as the sun's light burns. So whatever was this painful situation, this painful stuckness, this painful environment, this painful energy, that is a thing of the past that is going away. And then what is the fuck? We've got this. Take a look at this. You know that's stepping into a winery or something. That's like, it looks like the archway to a winery or something. But it's the 3 cups. 3 of cups. It literally says, a toast to friendship in the afternoon sun, 3 cups in happiness, 3 cheers are done. Celebration is near. Celebration is near. So voila. Yeah, very good. That's some good shit. It's like a little bit of preparatory, a little bit of predictive today. They're kind of like, you got to let this happen. And they're giving you the level of like importance and explaining why it's so important. One, people are going to fall away who are just like, I can't stand how, you know, like there's something about your light shining that irritates other people. And that's true. Right. But then there's others who are like waiting and looking for the opportunity to do that as well. And so it's like you give them permission. And so then because they're in your environment, they help to change the energy of your environment and lift you up. It also brings things into you. So can you see how this can speed things up for you? The level of stagnation that you've got right now. And obviously Spirit's like, I'm going to infuse something into this to help you out with it. And I'm going to let it come in. It's going to feel like sudden. It's like a sudden, because you got the Knight of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. It's like, it's going to feel so fucking good. And you're just going to indulge. And that's exactly what you're meant to do. You ever have Spirit come down and be like, bitch, you need to have more fun. You need to indulge. It's like when you get the, don't gotta tell me twice. Don't gotta tell me twice. Very welcome, guys. Very welcome. Terry, I swear to God. I do, and I even have some for Christmas, and I have some for the fall. But yeah, I have mugs are my thing, and cups, like the different tumbler cups that have all kinds of stuff on them. I have that too. That's my thing. If I am going to, you're welcome, Claire Bow. I butcher things all the time. My bad. So yeah. So yay! It was a good reading. I liked it. I feel drawn to talk about money. And a part of me is like, wait till tomorrow because it's already at 1:14. Should I restart the live, guys, to record the part on money? I feel like people, like when they see something's 2 hours long, they're like, oh, never mind. And it's like, maybe I should do, because sometimes I'll do like 3 readings at one sitting. And it's like, maybe I should do them in separate lives, separate sessions. So people are more drawn to the potentiality of coming on and like at a later point. You know what I mean? But I feel like talking about money Like there's a message for money. And I'm not getting anything other than money. So I be playing with my feathers. That's what y'all I keep grabbing stuff. And like, for those who are new, I do feathers. Like I have a million cool looking, different, like colorful something, you know. And then I got my blue jay one over here. I got a lot of stuff. I collect feathers. Money is the vehicle for energy and how to direct it. So it has energy of its in and of itself. I think it's much like crystals, where you can infuse money with energy. You can, you know what I mean? It'll absorb it, but it's also the vehicle in which you can direct and wield your energy and put your energy behind certain things. So, okay. I'm going to turn this one off and I'm going to come back on. If you want to come back and join, by all means do so. If not, I leave them up so you can watch the live at a later point if you want to come back and hear about money. I don't know what, sorry guys. But I'm going to leave it here and I'm going to be back on in just like a minute. I hope to see you there. Okay, guys? All right. Y'all have a fantastic day if I don't see you then. Well, that's looking a little...